Hello guys, how are you? Today we are going to be talking about detoxification, but I'm not going to go in deep in phase 1, in phase 2, and phase 3. I'm going to talk about phase 2 in a simple way, which is called conjugation. And we are going to talk about the most potent antioxidant glutathione and what we can do to block all these endo and xenobiotics, these players that do damage to us. I will show you and I give you all the scientific evidence. Once again, this is just an introduction in detoxification, but only I'm going to be talking about phase 2 in a simple way point of view. I hope you like it. My name is Dante Hoa. I'm an academic and a clinical or clinician medical doctor. And it is very important for me to bring to your attention that these free radicals or reactive oxygen species will damage specifically the mitochondria, the energy production center of your body and my body, what we call in biochemistry cellular respiration. And that God gave us specific systems to block it, to convey them. And one of them is the most potent antioxidant, glutathione. But let's talk about what happened with one single cell once we are producing ATP. First of all, let's think about this. When you and I eat, we go through a process or biochemical process known as cellular respiration. That means that when you eat carbohydrates or proteins or fatty acids, the body will break it down. And as each cell nucleus or as each cell break down these carbohydrates, these nutrients, these minerals, this fatty acid, this protein, one cell, listen to this, one cell produces 10 billions of free radicals. Yes, 10 billions of free radicals. So if you multiply, let's just say 50 trillion cells that you and I have times 10 billion cells. Do you know what we produce just on free radicals on what we are eating? 156 trillion. You know what that looks like? Look, this is how 156 trillion looks like. That 150 with so many zeros. That means that under normal circumstances, when we're eating breakfast, lunch, drinking alcohol, using whatever activity that you want to use to eat as a keto diet, as a whatever type of diet, under normal circumstances, your body produces 156 trillion free radicals that they will be damaging, you know what? Your mitochondria. Yes, that is what produces energy in your body and in my body. This goes a little more deeply than this, but I'm just going to go very softly in something that I want you to understand that your body has the source in how to deal with this. Normally, we have what you see here. We call that a detoxification, which is normal for you and for me, okay, in which um, you have what we call phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. So that you know, these everything that I give you, everything that I give you always have references. So when we are talking about endo, meaning things that we have inside, and xeno, meaning things that we bring from the outside, these things will damage this process of detoxification that your body has, like the oxidation activation, like the conjugation, and phase 3. But guess what? I'm going to just be specifically talking about phase 2, just phase 2, so you have an idea. Then later on, I'm going to show you a whole complete set in another lecture because this is very, 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 very uh, complex to explain. All right. So endobiotic means existing within the tissue or cells. So endobiotic, okay? That means, once again, something that exists within tissues or cell of an organism. It's like a parasite, okay? Now, endobiotic can also refer to an endogenous substance, substance that affects the functional of biological process or organ. And when we talk about xenobiotics, they are chemical substances that are not naturally produced in your organism or my organism, but they are present in great concentration, um, like pesticides, like carcinogens, like pollutants, like food additive, like pollution in our environment, like metals and heavy metals. But your body has the way in how to break it down. It's just that there are a few things that damage all of this. So when we're talking about reactive oxygen species, remember, we have a lot of them. A lot of the toxicants that play a role into this. And we are talking about oxygen, which is very good. But if to that oxygen we add another electron, that oxygen is going to now become a superoxide. That superoxide is a reactive oxygen species. It's a bad player. But if we get another electron added to this oxygen molecule, now it becomes hydrogen peroxide. And if you add another electron to this hydrogen peroxide, now it becomes what we call a hydroxy radical or hydroxy group. All of these peoples are bad, but your body, my body, has mechanism to deal with them, has enzymes, vitamins, and minerals that we need to go and we need to use in order to break that apart. Remember, we are making, under normal circumstances, 150 sextillions of these radicals every day by every cell. Now, if I talk about phase two, which is what I want to talk to you, just into this simple introduction, the place where we have to conjugate glutathione, the most potent antioxidant, one of the sources that our body uses to fight, to break apart, to take all these bad players. Well, remember that we talk about activated xenobiotics. And when we talk about activated xenobiotics, okay, those things that comes from the outside, that comes and they create damage. Under normal circumstances, let's not even talk about that. Under normal circumstances, we have the glutathione. Yes, and now this glutathione will go through or it will be activated through an enzyme known as a glutathione S transferases. And these glutathione S transferases will go and conjugate that glutathione the way we want it to be used. What we need, the one that is going to be actually helpful into breaking everything. But guess what? Normally, if we have these activated xenobiotics like lead, like methyl mercury, like mercury itself, like arsenic, like chromium 6 hexavalent, which is a bad player, cobalt, okay? And let's just talk about cadmium, just to mention a few. You know what happened? That all these activated xenobiotics, all these bad players will break down glutathione. So if you break down glutathione, if you inhibit, if you block the glutathione, if you block the enzymes that activate or that plays a role into getting the conjugated glutathione, the one that we needed, for example, guess what? We're going to have an increase in reactive oxygen species. And when I said increased reactive oxygen species, what is it that I'm talking about? I'm talking the superoxide molecule that I just showed you, the hydrogen peroxide, the hydroxy radicals. Remember once again, all of them, each cell of you make 10 billion of reactive oxygen species, so that you get a detoxification, not just through this metal, through chelation, that you get the actual active reduced glutathione will also enhance your energy and revitalize and energize your mitochondria. That is one thing that you and I need to know. Why? Because without or with the burden of these metals, which we could convey that with chelation, we could give you ozone. Ozone will bring a lot of oxygen to your tissue. Also, we have so many drips in functional medicine, like ultraviolet blood irradiation, like supernutrients with many amino acids, essential amino acids, with high doses of antioxidant, vitamin C, vitamin E. And I'm going to explain to you what is an antioxidant. Watch. Give me 1 second. These are my references because everything that I give you is through my references. So once we see, as you can see here, the energy, let's call it here. If you see this here, this is the mitochondria. Each cell, remember, is producing 156 trillion of free radicals or bad players. And they are not good because they will damage, remember, your mitochondria. They will damage specifically your energy production. Remember that. So what is an antioxidant? How can we prevent that? Easily. Imagine, just imagine that you have a cell and it has an electron, right? Supposed to be balanced. But if somebody else comes and take it away, you see that? Now that electron went away. Now we're going to call that atom, that electron that lose the electron oxidized. And that electron that took it away, it becomes reduced. So that means when we have a reduced glutathione, he's removing the bad players that cause damage to you. When we give you vitamin C, which is an antioxidant, it will prevent that any atom, that any element from your cell will lose that electron that will cause an instability, an unbalance in the cell, and the cell will not be able to work properly. So your body, my body, under normal conditions has what we call the innate immune system. The innate immune system is what you're born with. It's what your mother gave you. And they produce interferons, which interfere when viruses, bacteria comes. But again, if we have all these bad players, they will block all the action of these good things that your body have, that God gave you. And so that you know, when you are born, that innate immune system is very strong. But as you get old, as you get elder, as you're growing older, that innate system becomes weaker. But we also have the adaptive immune system. And when we talk about the adaptive immune system, you know what we're talking? We're talking about when we give you those vaccines, when you are exposed to those natural infection that your body produces itself a memory and produces antibodies to fight, or when we give you the vaccine. So vaccines are not bad. Of course, we want to know what's inside in there because we don't know the agenda of every industry out there. But vaccines are very good. And scientists are very good, credible scientists. So we need to enforce your inactive immune system, your adaptive immune system by using what? Antioxidant. By using what? By giving you what? Oxygen, ozone, activated ozone. Once again, vitamin C, vitamin D, minerals, N-acetylcysteine, NADPH, nicotine, adenine dinucleotide, all those players, all of them help us in conveying, in fighting, and prolong our biological cell. So when we want to do an anti-aging drip, that's what we're proving and providing and giving you, and we could tell you that your body will be better. Just think about it. If you normally produce free radicals and you're not doing anything about it, you think you're going to live longer? No. But if we reduce those free radicals with everything that I just told you in functional medicine and all based on scientific evidence and studies, blood biomarkers and cellular biomarkers, we can show that we can just not only decrease all these bad players, but we could extend your biological life. Thank you very much. Thank you once again for your attention. This was a little fast, but I'm trying to do my best. just to give you an introduction in what your body has and what we need to do in order for your body to be better. Take care. And if you have any question, please just write me a question in my YouTube channel. Please help me to expand the word because I'm trying to bring health information so that you can make a better decision. God bless you and take care.